We are live, yes, wonderful, live in the Nerika Healing page. Heart greetings, namaste, namaste, beloved, namaste, family. There's no better times to be together. There's no better times to connect, to align, to Christ align, to Christ align, than these times, these days, as we are as collective gliding and riding the wave of consciousness. And the more we are coming together, the more the light is shining stronger on the path for us and for all of the humanity. This is what In Oneness is about, is to bring you and me into that space of deep recognition of our magnificence, deep recognition of the significance of our presence here on Earth. And I was joking with a friend a couple of days ago how Earth is considered one of the toughest colleges on this whole cosmos, where souls choose by free will, through their sovereign being, free will, to come here, to experience. And today, we are choosing to experience through unconditional love and sending compassion to all the suffering that we bared as a human. When we remember our light, we remember love. When we remember love and we recognize love in each heart, we become this love. And Oneness is going strong. Today is episode 14, and I am guided to go with it till the end. And this is actually my motto in life: go with it till the end. There's guidance at every step of the way. Tonight, I have a very special guest, a beautiful sister goddess, will join us from Dubai. And what I love about us being in a quantum field and recognizing the time-space, it only exists when we want to experience. We are existent in a quantum field beyond time and space, and we're loving those connections. Before I call in beautiful Eva into the sacred space, I would love to share with you a few words that came through to me today. And by the way, I am in a very, very special place where the energies are calling me today to come forward for the session, to show up and share with you the intensity of this holy city, the intensity of the energy of Rishikesh. And we are guided by Mother Ganga, the powerful, most auspicious river in India that carries the energy of the mother, the energy of the feminine, the energy of the flow, the energy of sustenance and nourishment and nurturing of creation. And today the mother is speaking through the energy that we are sharing with you today. And this is what our session is about, to flow. Contemplating on my time here, I have a few words that came through that I'd like to share with you. Intense connections, souls meetings, sure, not by coincidence, sure, not for the first time. Connections lasting for seconds, other lasting a lifetime. What a life. It is indeed the wisest choice to come to Earth for the ultimate, magnificent human experience adventure. Let's enjoy it, fellow souls. This is the message that came through today. Let's enjoy it. And today we are recording in this timeline for humanity, this great timeline of humanity, another wonderful human experience with a beautiful soul. Eva, welcome to our sacred space, beautiful sister. Kindly, when you're ready, unmute your microphone and join me. Welcome, Eva.
Hello, beautiful Era. Hello, everyone. Thank you for this space.
It's a sacred space. We are called into this time, in this moment of oneness, to record into the human timeline another magnificent human experience. And I am so blessed with your presence with us. Thank you.
Same. Blessed. Have zero. I have an empty mind, which is I love this state. I have zero idea in what way this conversation will unfold. I'm just as curious as you probably, because no idea. I love to be in that space.
Isn't it amazing to come to 0 point and just be a witness and be a channeler and be this channel for the light to come through?
Yeah.
We'll start somewhere. We gotta start somewhere. Would you love to share with us a little bit about who Eva Kerr is and how did you come to be where you're at right now? We would love to hear about your journey, this expansion that you share with the humanity, your gifts that you share, and all that of the beautiful self you are. We'll start there.
Thank you, Ira. Thank you for a beautiful question. And I feel it's so therapeutic sometimes when someone's genuinely asking about, so what really is your story? And someone who's really willing to listen and to hold the space. And the stories also, while telling, I'm kind of learning about myself, honoring my story, neither belittling my story, because sometimes I think, oh, my story is nothing special, really. Like, I think that some other stories, they're more significant, they're more wow. And my story is like, I don't know what to say. But if I really learn to value and honor myself, it actually, like, if I look from above on this Eva Kerr, on this personality, I look at her and think, you know, girl, your story is quite incredible, you know, own it and take a credit for all the steps you took yourself through. So yes,
it is honored. It is honored.
Thank you.
The more you share it, the more it's honor. The more you remember who you are, the more you bring remembrance to this whole magnificent human experience. It's just out of self-love, of unconditional self-love, that we honor our story and we allow ourselves to share it. Because the thing is, at times we think that it's egoistic. It's our ego wants to be recognized when we share our journey, where in fact there is another aspect to ourselves. It is the unconditional love that is coming from the source within us, that soul within us, that's light within us, that it's also need to be honored and recognized. So we'd love to hear your story. Go on, sister.
Yes, I was born in Russia. Actually, it was the Soviet Union that time. I was born in country Kazakhstan. And when I was 7 years old, when Soviet Union broke, my family moved to Russia, to Yekaterinburg city, where I was living till around 25. So in the beginning, my life was pretty much like majority of people. You go to kindergarten, then you go to school, then you go to university. No one really asked me that time, what do you want? What is your sole purpose? But I was told, you need to do this because this is what people do. This is what women do. So I kind of was following that way. Like I was taught is a good way to be. And in the childhood, I was dreaming. I can recall some of the memories. I wanted to be a teacher, and I would put all the toys around me and imagine that I'm a teacher. But my little self couldn't understand what kind of teacher. I thought maybe because my mother is a teacher, I kind of pick up on that Are you here? Yes. I
I'm
lost you for a second.
I know it's at times these internet gods, they're too busy with fixing everybody else's internet. We'll call them in tonight. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll have a smooth ride.
Yes. So, but we are enjoying that. We are not. It's okay.
It's okay. All is
Like
welcome.
yeah, as you said, with the flow. And yes, so and then it took me into the direction of I never really dive deeper, or someone would actually focus on that quality of mind that time. So I didn't understand what kind of teacher I wanted to be. I knew it's not a teacher of maths or science or English or Russian. So anyway, I went on my journey, following the practical path, following that what is acceptable in society path. So I took on a degree. I went to university. I took an engineering degree, and started job like everyone else supposed to do. Like you just finish university, and then you have to go and you have to get married, and then you have to have a good job, and then in the future you should plan your children. So if not that, then actually what's the point of living? It was a little bit like this. But then maybe in my mid 20s, more and more often I started to have inner crises. Like everything is well, actually, like everything is okay. I didn't know where's the root of this deep unsatisfaction is coming from. If everything is well, I have a good job, I have a relationship, everything is well in my world. So why is that I deeply, what is this crisis where it is like a kind of a depression, that feeling, what would probably someone would, if I would go to the to the hospital that time and answered all of their questions, they probably would diagnose me with some kind of depression or something, and give me probably medication or something. Anyway, and I kind of even sometimes was feeling guilty for feeling, why, if everything is well, why I'm not feeling, and these crises will come and go, come and go. So this kind of deep feeling of a little bit of kind of lost, and I don't know what I want, and I kind of feel what I want, but I cannot really pin down
Pinpoint.
or to pin. And I think that question has took me into a search. Okay, I'll go to this course, and I go to that course, and I don't see myself in Russia anymore, and I don't know where, but I just kind of searching. I just want to go somewhere without really understanding why I go. So I brought myself to UAE just because I said, but why not? It's a sunny country, it's a multicultural country. It seems like that would be really nice. And again, it was many cycles, going around the circles, get into the job, oh, I enjoy it. After 1 year, no, I hate it. Or get into another job, oh, really nice. It's something what I enjoy and do it. After 1 year, no, I can't stand it. And I kind of like got myself into some cycles in the same situations.
You are on an inner search.
Yeah.
You know?
It was that in a search, and that I'm grateful now to that feeling of depression. I'm grateful now to that feeling of frustration, of that feeling of loss, of that feeling of, it's a painful feeling actually, like if to really to look back to that, to this thing when I kind of that complete, like you're really like blind in the world, and everyone else is around me also would not really support, because they also don't know better. They also yeah, they also don't know. So I think I'm really grateful, and I think it's such a strength that I've still kept following that inner question. Okay, not satisfied here, not satisfied here. And I reached to the point when I changed probably around 15 jobs for the 10 years. And I get to the point when someone told me, look at my resume, said, I would never you are not employable. Like, I will never employ you because look at your resume, you don't last at any job. And I felt like, what's wrong with me? Like, what's wrong with me? What am I running from? Where do I go to? So, and all of this, it was a lot of moments, like of not very pleasant moments, not very joyful moments, not very like easy moments, but all of the moments that keep leading me to those, going for the sessions, investing my time, finances, all I had. Even if all I had less money, I could go for the healing session. Even like trying to save on everything else, on food, on clothes, on everything. You know, living in Dubai can be quite demanding financially, you know, so trying to cut off all of the expenses so but I can sign up for a certain course. So all of these experiences, so it's really not a straight line, like all we know, it's not it's not like a staircase and you go up linear. And then you go up. No, it's not like that.
You're spiraling. You're spiraling. I totally relate to your story. Totally relate to your story, and I want to emphasize on the power of healing that we give ourselves. We allow ourselves to receive healings from others, trusting that this healing, it's going to open up a door within me to the answer, to clarity, to something that I am seeking. And unfortunately, because now I am in the healing circle, so you are, because we've been also there, it is so difficult not to give yourself this healing and keep just lingering on the surface and grabbing to whatever is offered out there. I know there's tons of material on the internet, tons of offered courses, for free courses, webinars here, but they are just a little hope that you are clinging to. They are scratching the surface. Every time I bring this thought to my sessions, to just sharing my thoughts on it, I feel it's my duty to just bring it forward. Find the person you're most comfortable with. It doesn't have to be me or X or Y of the people that I'd recommend, but find yourself a healer, a person who can just hold the space for you. We cannot do it alone. And I just really relate. I used to save every penny for a healing session that I was planning to do, or to a course that I want to attend, or, it makes the big difference. We owe it to ourselves. And the people who are holding space, they know what they're doing.
Yes. I agree with you. And I'm glad you brought this point up in a way, nowadays we talk, to people who are into certain healing modality, and we talk, so how we can be there for people, what we can do. We see that we see, because we shifted our reality. We really shifted our reality from so much pain and suffering and addiction to this suffering, and so we shifted into more pleasant reality. So we know it's possible. So we see other people, and we talk sometimes, so what we can do for them. And when I remember myself, I understand, unless that personal choice and commitment and this I am ready, this is important for me, this realization for people happens nothing because no one dragged me into healing. No one said, yes, go for free. No, please come. Like, as you said, there's so much free stuff available now. Online courses, this is free, that is free. And it's almost like here before, there was not such a availability. So you go, you search for that, you pay for that.
Exactly.
And so that's why, yes, it's a very important point that that inner search and that inner commitment to change, to make choices sometimes are not easy choices, but commit to that and be like, no, this is my priority. I want to awaken. I want to see. I want to hear. I want to live my purpose, and to really commit to that, no matter if everyone else is pointing at you and saying, oh, you're such a weirdo. You're really becoming this worst person. We don't know who you are anymore. We don't really you know, and a lot of us, we went through this stage, you know, it was not like a pillow with cushions, you know, it was not path with a lot of cushions and a lot of people holding our hands. It was rather lonely path at some point.
It wasn't a present. It was such a bumpy ride. It was so difficult to come out of the suffering. As you said, you mentioned a very important aspect is our addiction to suffering, because we think that it is the norm, and we want to be there. We want to bring ourselves back into that suffering, into memories, into feelings, into traumas, into people, situations. Come back to there, because we thought it is the norm, but it's never the norm. The norm is the joy you see through your eyes, the joy you see through through my eyes, the light that you see shining through. This is our innate nature. And also it is our responsibility toward ourselves to first of all recognize that we do need healing. It's not like we are broken and we need to fix. Healing is to experience yourself at all multidimensional level of your existence. Once I just shift my mind into this concept that I want healing not because I'm broken, I want healing because I really want to experience anything beyond the suffering. And this is when this whole, you set your life in motion into different direction, regardless how much people point fingers at you and call you names, whatever they want to call you, let them do. But when they see your joy, they see your light, they're going to realize, oh my God, something that she's done that I really want to do.
100%.
So your search had led you to sound healing, mandala sound healing. I'd love to hear more about that.
Yes. My search led me to through all of the modalities which I kind of like touched and experienced. You know, there's sometimes you come into certain what you realize that's your kind of signature, which resonates. You can work on the different other modalities, and they are all beautiful. But then one comes into your life, and it transforms you beyond your mental understanding. It just comes and transforms you. And yes, I had from certain point living already trying to live as much as I can yogic lifestyle, practicing a certain yogic tools, and which is been my anchor for many years is yoga practice. It's my quest, my inner search, my inner is like, there's something there. I come to a point, especially living in UAE, that our language is very limited. You know, like you speak with an Arabic person and some word you will say, and at the same time person can close down. You will take to Russian person, but some kind of on English person, but I'm not an English in general, so I'm Russian speaking person translating into English, or sometimes thinking in English translating into Russian anyway. So talking to different nationalities here on a daily basis, I start realizing that our language is so limited. So sometimes a kind of trying to give a certain explanation or guidance is very hard. So I was a kind of in search of probably a certain, like what can be beyond it. I just want to leave it. I want to talk less. And this somehow got me to experience myself first, a sound healing session with someone. And then I went on and learning more in Dubai. And then I went to Mysore. I find a beautiful teacher in Mysore, Kilanka. And this is where I'm beyond words grateful to 9 days I spent with him. We're still in touch. In fact, he sent the message today, like a beautiful message. That's just a thought, that I came to. It's a beautiful, you know, when you meet someone, as you said, you met so many other lifetimes before already, and you kind of feel, no, it cannot be that we just met, you know, that it could be so many different connections in different lifetimes. So he attuned me to There was no theory. There was no like, this is for that, this is for that. It was a pure experience and practice, to the point, just through the sound healing, through the sound with the Tibetan singing bowls mostly. And I had such a transformative experience, and it was experience for me. It's like, wow. There was no, I didn't need to learn the theory first to experience, because before I would be the person of theory. I learn, and I constantly feel that I don't learn enough. I need to read another book. I need to do I need to learn something more. I need to get more theory on something. So here it was something very new for me. So there was no theory. There was a pure experience of realization. And I realized that, yes, I realized, imagine, Ira, first time, and everyone else who is here, I have no idea who is here with us, but I'm sure that there are many people will witnessing, and many beings witnessing this conversation at the moment. It was the first time in my life when I experienced presence. First time in my life I experienced what does mean present. Like, no, even I was sitting, I don't know, maybe it was only a few minutes experience, but I was sitting, I was aware of sounds around, and the road, and the cars and birds, and some kind of, and I didn't have any thought in my mind. Even I was trying to experiment, because it was such an unusual experience for me. Like how it is, like, first time, I'm 30 something years, and it's the first time in my life I feel fully present. And that was those that shifted something so beyond. And so this is where I feel this journey, where I felt, there is so much magic within singing bowls, beyond the language, beyond the logical kind of explanation or something, just allowing this vibration to flow, to create a beautiful mandala, to restructure our entire body, to attune like an instrument our body. So, and since then, like more than probably already 3 or 4 years, it's been a tool for me. And so this is a little story of a sound mandala, and I wish, and I really invite everyone to experience, wherever it is, the magic of sound healing.
It is incredible, and I actually second you on that. Actually, it had been an incredible journey for me personally, with the singing bowls and with sound healing, and it was immediate cell memory recognition. Like, I remember I was in Rishikesh 5 years back, passing through one of the shops. I was guided to go inside. I was guided to go to that corner, take all the singing bowls down on the floor, sitting with them with the mallets, and I was just on. And the lady who owns the shop and who's the teacher also, she was like, have you done courses before? I was like, I'm not sure. It seemed that it's built in. And she offered me to take the courses with her, and I've done it in the course of around 3 weeks. We've gone through theory, through different types of healing and attunement and everything. Every single little detail, she passed it on to me in such a way that opened me to that higher vibration. And now it just awakens. It awakens every cell of my being whenever I play the singing bowls, or I go through transmissions with singing bowls, with guided meditations. It had healed me. It had healed me at every single level. And it still does. Honestly, I travel with one of my singing bowls, even though they're pretty big and heavy, but it becomes a part of me that they have to go. You never know when I will need it. So no, this is what in my mind.
Yes.
I never know when I will need it, when it comes to really handy. And it is incredible, as the theory will come last. It's just that attunement, that you attune yourself to that vibration, because our cells, our being is built on this vibration, the vibration of Om. And the more you connect, you know, you really are, you feel this presence, you feel this deep elevation in your consciousness. And it is so wonderful, it is so beyond that, and we share that in common. It's so incredible to talk about it. Yeah. So I think people can find you presently in Dubai, and do you offer any kind of courses, teachings, programs there in person or online?
I am located in Ras Al Khaimah. Yes, it's. Have you been to Ras Al Khaimah
Okay.
when you was living in UAE? Have you?
Honestly, once.
Yeah,
And I know
yeah,
the sea is very beautiful there. It's very
yeah.
famous for the sea,
It's
the
beautiful
shore.
sea, and we have, and also mountains, rocky mountain like
Mm.
Jebel Jais is also, it's quite a beautiful, peaceful
Yeah,
emirate.
I've
So
been to the mountain.
yeah, it's really nice. And so
Mm.
this is where I am, and my friends, actually, you would love that, you know, and would be happy for UAE to manifest a place like this. My friends, they opened a wellness retreat here in Ras Al Khaimah. It's just overlooking lagoon and called the lighthouse. So, and this is where
I
I'm
I saw
facilitating.
some
Yeah, so it's quite beautiful, you know, to be a part of the beautiful family, you know, after so many years being myself, which is was also beautiful. It's not to, but you know, it's beautiful when it comes to unit into community and with other people who share with you a vision of bringing more light, bringing more health tools, and just being support for others. So this is where I facilitate sessions. Plus, I'm really happy. And it was a vision and dream of my friend. So this is where I am with sound healing. And you know, Era, lately, the more and more I'm diving, especially a few months, the word is coming, and what I bring into session, into people in general, into my own life, it's element of joy and fun and playfulness and silliness. And like I feel it's in, especially in the healing world, these elements are so missed. I don't know how you feel in general with yourself and the people you are surrounded by when you communicate. I feel a little bit, as much as it's important, yes, to go through pain and to dive into it, not to bypass. But I feel that it's a hugely missed, that playfulness and just being silly and just being spontaneous and just move and just shake and just paint and just being more lighter, being less serious, you know, that's the word, being less,
That's
go
serious.
deep but being less serious. So that's what my calling now, to have fun.
This is exactly the call to enjoy life, because life is never that serious. And interesting enough, we were walking through one of the alleys in Rishikesh a couple days ago, and beautiful murals were newly painted, and it depicts Krishna and him sitting on the cloud playing the flute, and other characters in the story of Radha Krishna and his other consort, like devotee, and this whole, and then that all was fascinating by the mural and the art, but then also to the story behind it. And even in the Indian mythology, you know, there is indication even to the most interesting spiritual path that we take it with playfulness. Even the god himself had incredible fun with his lover, you
Yeah.
know, playing these little games of life, of teasing and playing and chasing and running and laughing. And the joy of life is missed because we were so much fixated on our addiction to suffering. We go back to that same point. And it's a great reminder and invite to take life less seriously, as it is so spontaneous and it is magnificent, and we are here to just record in our timelines in this earth joy as well. And
Yes.
since last year, since this corona lockdown, 2020, and the incredible things that came through it, I remember the beginning of 2020, there was this great message that came through. I do not ever agree on learning through suffering. I was very firm. I was very firm with myself, and I was with this readiness. I am only here to experience true love, and love is joy, love is happiness, it's cheerfulness, is just being childish, it's just wrapping my head up my oily hair because I'm in a treatment place and I'm all oily and looking funny, just wrapping my hair in the band and then just putting my bindi, and I'm ready for my talk, for my podcast. You know what? Life is never about the perfection, and it's never about taking it so seriously. So I'm just loving this. I'm loving this little joy and exploring and experimenting with it. And to bring it into the healing space, it is so important. I totally agree with you on this.
Yes, yes, joy, and more playfulness, and more silliness, and less seriousness, and joking,
Exactly.
joking, and just look at yourself as yes. I just, I really admire people who are even in the situation of whatever death, whatever is that, cancer, COVID, whatever is that people kind of put a serious stamp on, and they still find the courage to laugh at it and to make a joke on it and to make a fun of that, because I think our ability to laugh at something really dissolve the ego. Our ability just to have this good belly laugh, it's the best.
Exactly. And laughing is contagious. The more we laugh, the more we spread that joy into the collective, the more we uplift the humanity from whichever has been happening, the more we bring this love and light and every aspect of our human experience to light, to remembrance. It's very powerful. I was listening recently to one podcast by Cryon, and he was talking about remembrance and past life memories and us as a human, and he brought that aspect of remembering our joy as well, because we cannot bypass a moment of joy that we've experienced. If we remember it as well as we remember the trauma or the depression or the pain that came out through the healing or whatever, loss, grief, if we also remember the moments when we were joyful and happy, it's going to create a great shift, because we are, with remembering, opening up ourselves to a higher dimension of our existence as well.
Yes.
So that struck with me, that stayed with me, and again, bringing to the surface the remembrance of great moments. It is very important. So I would love you to share with us some of the greatest moments that shaped Eva.
Oof. It's I would not even say there was a certain moments, because there were so many little moments. It's like a sculpture, right? It's just like one without the other will not make. So if I will share a couple, it doesn't mean that others didn't shape me. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. So I guess
you share what you feel like sharing today. They all fit into this big puzzle that is you. And now it's just about recognizing and acknowledging that there were beautiful moments that shaped me as well. There were joyful moments that made me who I am.
I feel that at the moments, what I can recall, what shaped those beautiful and joyful moments, what shaped me is when I made the move to Ras Al Khaimah, and I made my husband, the husband I'm with now, and just being in this harmonious relationship, breaking through the pattern that relationship has to be hard, it's not possible to have a relationship without fighting. Fighting is a part of the relationship. It has to be that way. But going and with every year still experience that harmony. It's such a beautiful way how it is shaping me and being fully free in it. Another beautiful moment is being currently, I will bring all the current experiences, because I would say last probably 5 years when I made the choice to shift reality. And as you said, I chose to grow through ease, through love, through harmony. Only beautiful experience shaping me, pretty much, unless I have certain inner shadow kind of moments. They're not called in by outside. They just inner purification and inner kind of things. Another beautiful experience now also to be a part of the beautiful lighthouse mission, I would say, mission, and being with beautiful people, being surrounded by such a beautiful community. And maybe it's a little moments, but having beautiful pets around, like we have 2 cats, we have dog, we adopted a puppy, to those small wow. But not yet small, small but not small things in life which makes our life. So talking about unconditional joy, I know that you also got little puppy came to you some time ago. So, and I really felt like we want to dog spirit in our family.
He's 7 months now.
Wow, he's really yes. And so we also learning from nature, learning from this little dog now. He's such an unconditional joy master. Learning from cats, learning from nature. So these are the pleasant moments which keeps now shaping me in a very easy way, and reminding me of simplicity, reminding me just be simple, don't complicate, don't get into your head much.
Totally agree. They have come to just give exactly what's needed. They had come with the mission to show us, to reflect to us what we really need to look into. Like my Bella always is there to show me sovereignty. I know that. She's there to remind me, be a queen, wear your crown proudly, proud and loud, and just act from that space of knowing and wanting what you know, what you want. Be there. She has done incredible mastery on that. And Leo, he's been only 7 months with us. He is the ultimate free being. He is the ultimate free spirit. And his messages come clear. Don't try to bind me. I will come and go as I please, as you have come, and you will go from this earth as your soul pleases. Just be in that total freedom of expression. Allow that. And it is when we know what they are trying to convey to us, it becomes so pleasant. It becomes such enrichment to our experience.
Yes, I 100% agree. It is, they are such a masters, and we are here to learn from them, and it's really beautiful. And it's interesting actually, while I was sharing to the question, what you said, what shaped Eva, and actually while I shared, I thought like I shared, and it might sound like I let out the experience to shape me, but then I thought, no, what really shaped me is my practice. What truly, what everything else what came actually as a relationship, as a beautiful part of the beautiful project, and everything else, it came as a reflection. Now as I think about it, as a reflection of that commitment to daily practice. So that what truly shaped me.
This is commitment to yourself. This is extreme unconditional self-love, and this is what shapes us when we truly dedicate ourselves to ourselves.
Yes, yes to that.
Yes to that. You know what I love about these talks, this podcast? It always brings more remembrance, more acknowledgement, more realization. As we are in this flow and in this openness and this sacred space, and we are held and we know we are honored. So there is a flow that brings more realization to the surface, and it is so honored, and it is dealt with gratitude and intense compassionate love. So this is so wonderful that you're here with us, Eva, tonight and sharing. Feel so blessed with that.
Thank you so much, Ira. Thank you. It's been so nourishing, just allowing to flow and to stay in curiosity. What is she's like? What she's got to say? Not like what I have to say, but what she's got to say. I'm curious. I'm listening what I'm saying, and I have no idea what else will come out there.
What will come out? It's all in, in the perfect divine timing for you and me and the viewers and the listeners whenever they tune in. There's a question that's coming to me actually, also from my personal experience. When I started with my healing modalities and all the courses that I've taken, and I developed some kind of, a routine and stuff, I had this call to go back to my home country, go back to Lebanon, and bring this into my closest and intimate family, to my friends, to the community. And honestly, I've done that, and I would love to hear. I'll tell you the rest of the story. I would love to hear from you. Have you reached that point? Have you tried to take these steps?
To my family, well, somehow I feel I'm somehow energetically still influence them. But I think it happened in a way like maybe 6 months ago. For example, my mom, she's in her 65 years, young lady, and so she started in her own way, like as I'm continuing committing to my own healing, to my own practice. And she herself somehow also found a way. She found a group of exercising for all the people, and she's really committed to that. So I see that it's not, in my case, not my practice, what I came and shared and my family started to practice, but rather I am glad to witness that somehow my healing in certain way have reflected, and they make themselves healthier choices. So I witness and especially witnessing my mom, especially, like with the generation which is before us. So I'm happy to see her commitment to her health and to her joy. So I think it's something like that in my experience. How was it for you?
I kind of struggled at the beginning because I wanted to share with them what healed me, what brought me to the peace I had. And I think I tried to push it on them until I felt like so much of resilience, because they weren't ready. Because out of my love to them, that I wanted to share every aspect of my journey, my healing, and everything. Until I came to realize that I cannot change anything unless the change comes from within. And I took a step back. And I brought the focus into my own self. And the message came: once they see your joy, the joy you are living, the peace you are living through your own shift, through your own healing, they are going to heal. And true enough, they started it. They just shifted so beautifully. My sister started meditation over a year ago. She started with a different aspect of but though she made the choices herself for herself. My mom as well, she does her routines and practices, and they have shifted their life around, not because I wanted them to shift, because they were ready at the time for themselves to make the choice. And just that and seeing that was so beautiful. And yeah, it was a bit frustrating for me. Just like every trip I will carry my singing bowls. One huge bag is only full of singing bowls, and I want to do sessions for them, and I want to call up the aunties and then the cousins, and I want to show them, and I want to explain, and it drained me to the point that, why do you not getting it? It's helpful, it's needed. And then I was like, that's it, Era. No more traveling with your singing bowls. Just you travel there and be the daughter. She wants to see her daughter. That's Era the killer. And honestly, it was so beautiful because that's what they do. Like if 2-3 days I don't call up with my mom, I know that she's through my Instagram checking my latest post, and then she will tell me that I saw your video. You look so happy, radiant. I'm happy to see that. And yeah, they want to see us happy. And yeah, and this happiness is contagious. This joy is contagious, and it's gonna create the ripple in every person coming in our circle.
Yes, I'm 100% agree. At some point, I also allowed myself to remove, like, I have to, that, hat, which is like, I have to save everyone and help everyone. So for me, I realized in my personal journey, the most efficient, the most helpful way is just to commit to my own happiness, commit to my own self, and that others people come into my space and ask for help or ask questions. So it's in my personal experience. Instead of like me coming out of my center and getting there and trying to be there and there. And so I relaxed for myself and thought, I will allow vibration to speak. I will allow my presence to speak more than my words will ever can explain.
Exactly. I totally agree on this. I second you on this, and it is becoming so incredible. Like the time I've been spending on committing and recommitting to my mission, to my joy, to my presence, to my journey has brought immense healing to my circle, and it's a spreading and it's a growing so beautifully. And it's such a blessing actually to be here and witness the shift that's happening around us. It's such a blessing to experience it full hand.
Yes.
And it's such a blessing to be in space with you now, sharing your experience, sharing your magnificent human experience, and realizing that yes, going through the pain, through the suffering, realizing that yes, we get addiction to suffering. Yes, we can commit to shift our reality. Yes, we can do it. Yes, I've done it, and I can help anybody to do the same. They just have to commit to themselves and come forward and show up. This is such an incredible message that we are putting across tonight. Yes, this is a great. If you would like to share your last thoughts before we conclude our session for tonight, please feel free. And where can people find you? How they can communicate with you and connect with you?
Sweetheart, I guess just to anchor more and more joy, less and less seriousness. That's to anchor in collective. If there would be a program we can upload as a possibility, make it very available, to create more, to play more, to experiment more, to add more colors into life, to breathe, to reach out, spend time with people who make you feel safe, make you feel seen, make you feel heard. So that are the words I am putting out there for the collective, for everyone to absorb and integrate into everyday life. And I am, yes, in Facebook, send the message in Facebook, and I will be happy to connect and just to share whatever links wherever we are for the lighthouse retreat, or for mainly here in Ras Al Khaimah, if you're in Ras Al Khaimah, because I believe also Ras Al Khaimah is now one of the few places pretty much we keep like this bubble of, we really live in a bubble where we still have quite a lot of freedom and don't have to wear mask, and we can move around freely, and some places can come. And I hope, you know, Era, that your beautiful retreats will manifest. And I would love in this video also to word it out there for what you, I don't know, maybe it was not live yet, you were sharing about your vision. I want you to share your vision for the beautiful, because I would come for those pancha, how you call it? Pancha karma?
Yes.
I would love that myself.
Nothing is not in the right time. Everything in divine perfect timing. I've been in Rishikesh for the past 4 days for the Panch Karma detoxification retreat and Ayurvedic treatment. If you don't know much about that, at least you can Google Ayurvedic treatment and the immense benefits. But I'll tell you personally, because I'm in a state of mindfulness and awareness of my body and my energetic body. So what this treatment has been doing, it's working on every single layer of me. It's working on my physical body, clearing all the knots in the physical and the physical pain. It's clearing the energetic body. The flow of energy is so incredible, and it feels like on the long run what it is doing, it's clearing my whole channel to receive more light, more frequencies at a higher frequency of light, I mean. So I just as much as I am enjoying the benefit of it at multiple levels, I set the intention to create a retreat, hopefully very soon. The universe is listening, and this retreat will include Panch Karma treatment, will include holy places, meditation and transmission. It will include deep immersion into the energy healing with different facilitators here in India, in any world, in any place of the world. I am ready to collaborate and co-create spaces with you. And Ras Al Khaimah is on my list next time I am in the UAE. I have my family living in Abu Dhabi. I have family living in Dubai, a lot of friends and cousins. And I myself lived there for many years. And yes, when this whole door opens up to travel, I would love to be there and holding space with you in this beautiful lighthouse resort and retreat, and give the world joy, give the world healing, give the world connection, alignment, connecting back to the light. And this is why we are here. And I know 2020 opened the great doors, and it opened up us to the higher consciousness we are. Now the choices we make are based on the great energies we've received. And we've created 2 beautiful retreats together. And Eva, I was so blessed to have you as facilitators with us. And I'm sure we're going to be guided to do more work in the physical and online. It's such a great pleasure to be here, to share and to reconnect to our own light, to reconnect with the collective as one whole light. And so blessed to be with you. And yes, this retreat will come through. And yes, it's gonna attract. We're gonna be these lighthouses everywhere we are, attracting the souls that are needed to be in our circle for our growth and theirs. Blessed to be here. Our sacred space is always open. Beautiful episode of In Oneness airs next Wednesday. And this venture will go on till the universe has a different plan. I'm blessed to be here. Era light for Nerika healing. Thank you so much for watching, beloved family. Thank you for so much, Eva, for joining me tonight.
Thank you. Bless you.
Bless you too.